Hello wild ones, I'm Cypress. In this video, I'm sharing with you the ritual I created to banish the negative energy external to myself and to break a lifelong curse. At its core, this is a return to sender spell, but the curse plaguing me did not come from one enemy wishing me ill. It's been a long-term general receptivity to all the nastiness that humanity just oozes out of itself. I explained the issue in detail in my last video in this series, and if you'd like to understand better what it is I'm working to remedy, I'll include the link to that video here. But the ritual we're enacting is malleable, and you should have no difficulty adapting it for your own specific needs. Okay then. Just jumped in there. I guess we needed a little more of that. As well, I'm including timestamps below so you can easily navigate to whatever section of the video you'd like. Now, because being vulnerable to negative energy is such a long time issue for me, I'm pulling out all the stops and going high ritual, high theater, and getting as involved and complicated as I can. I believe this overdose of action and intention will help reset such deeply entrenched programming in me. But throughout this process, I want you to remember that this ritual can be pared down to simply one candle, one mirror, and one simple incantation. So let's get started. And remember, take what works for you and adapt as needed, because if it doesn't resonate, it's just window dressing. Oh, and if any of you would like to help me personally to make this ritual effective for me, or to piggyback with your own banishment needs, stay tuned to the end. I'll include an audience participation montage. So, of course, the first thing with any ritual is to prepare. The more effort and intention you invest, the more effective the ritual will be. Here is a list of what I did in anticipation for this work. If you can, plan to start this ritual on the full moon. Even better if you've got a full moon that is a Saturday. Now, you can get a pre-made banishing powder, but for the purposes of this ritual, it was really important for me to have a bespoke recipe. Also, it was very important for it to be edible. Banishing oil, a pillar candle, of course, cleanse all of your tools and ingredients, and then just before, prepare the altar, clear the space, and ritually bathe. If you are interested in my banishing powder, here are the ingredients. I ended up settling on a lucky 13, and everything here is purgative or protective in some way. Also importantly, every ingredient is edible, even the black salt. Now, because I'm being thorough, I make sure to have a spell for every step in the process for this ritual. So while mixing the banishing powder, I infused it with the energy of banishment. I was basically telling the herbs and spices what it was they needed to be working toward. 13 herbs and elements all excel at banishments. Stir the pot, seal the deal, clear it all so things can heal. Now with spells, the written part of the ritual, the incantation, be sure to repeat at least 3 times or until it really feels solid. 13 herbs and elements all excel at banishments. Stir the pot, seal the deal, clear it all so things can heal. A note on spells. It's okay to get a little Macbeth here because the more enthusiastic energy we put into this, the better it'll work. Every word should count. The sound of the words, the cadence, everything should work together in both meaning and feeling, and be easy to chant. It's not going to be good poetry. It will feel more sing-songy, but this is a mind-focusing tool, and as such, for best effect, adapt and rewrite to suit your own personal needs. Now to dress the candle. If you're going to do an 8-day ritual, measure and mark the candle into 8 even sections. This is what I did, although I did end up going a full 13. Carve symbols of protection and banishment into the candle. For my purposes here, I chose the pentagram, the cross spears, and the evil eye. The pentagram is an ancient symbol of general protection and is associated with the sacred feminine. Crossed spears are probably one of the most ancientest prehistoric symbols. Do not cross, do not pass. So very appropriate for the energy of banishing. And then the evil eye, I really incorporated into this ritual because it is literally a return to sender symbol. It takes negative energy coming in and sends it back to its source, which is exactly what we're doing. So it's the perfect symbol for this project for me. There we go. I've got it. I can't believe I forgot to put this on. I have been wearing this every day. Okay. Now we can proceed. As you carve the symbols, you'll want to chant, repeating, protect, reject, and send it back. Protect, reject, and send it back. And after the carving, coat the candle in banishing oil. Banishing oil, castor oil, mixed with a heavy dose of the banishing powder. Simple as that. Also the sound of it, castor, cast it out, right? Coat the carved candle with the banishing oil, repeating, potent powder, purge the wheel, shore my soul like mirrored steel. Important note, don't let the cats lick the candle. They love to help with this kind of stuff, but they don't always know what's poisonous to them and what's not, and I'm sure some of these herbs aren't great, so just be aware and don't let them get excited and lick the candle. Also, don't do what I did and over oil the top of the candle. You may have trouble getting it to start because the wick burned way too fast and then there wasn't enough to really start melting the top of the candle, so just go light on the top of the candle with the oil. I got a little overzealous. It worked out. And of course, once it's time to get ready, assemble everything together. Here is a list of all the things you can assemble to make this spell really work. You'll need the names of what you're banishing on a piece of paper. You're going to need to know which gods you're working with, of course. For me, calling on Saturn seemed like a no-brainer because that retributive karma that comes full circle through the depths of time seemed exactly appropriate to what I'm trying to do here. I didn't have an idol or an image for Saturn, so I went out in the woods behind my house and found a stone that seemed to reflect a little bit of the energy that I was picking up on for him. I just took a marker and accentuated what it was I was seeing in the stone. So it's very simple, but it works. The other primary deity that I called in to work with me for this ritual was the goddess Sekhmet. This was a surprise for me. I have never actually worked with any of the Egyptian gods, but the thing is, as soon as I started being aware that I needed to do this ritual and thinking about what I would need to do and how to prepare, I was very aware of Sekhmet standing over me behind my left shoulder and just, we're doing this. And I don't know what happened that I came to her attention, that she decided she wanted to help me, but she's a great deity for this. The deity of hating evil and destroying the things that are wrong. Mother deity, I believe much more older than the Old Kingdom, so very appropriate for the work. I just would not have presumed, and I'm very glad to have her with me. You'll need all of your spell verses written out ahead of time for any important actions, for invocations, and of course you want to pay particular attention to the spell that you write for the actual banishment, since that's the meat and potatoes of what we're doing. Banishing powder, banishing oil, 2 pillar candles because I am going to do this ritual now and then carry it for a year. And then at the end of the year do it again, so I'm going to need eventually 2 pillar candles. But you may not need to go to these extreme lengths for your purposes. I need 50 black votive candles for each Saturday through the year. I'm going to keep reenacting this ritual as I go, just to really reprogram my auric, energetic muscle memory. This is a long time thing I'm trying to undo, and no matter how powerful the ritual is, it's like massage or Reiki. You have to keep reinforcing what you've done to reset those old patterns. Tea or whatever your regular daily liquid is. Mirror for banishing, dedicated to that purpose only. You don't want to conflict energies. I'm also using sundry mirrors just for aesthetics to amplify the whole idea of what I'm doing. Incense, of course, 4 white candles if you're calling in the quarters, which I'm doing. A fire-safe dish to catch ashes. A wand to set the space. An athame to cut yourself away from the rest of the world. An altar cloth if you're using it. And a mug or chalice to sip the liquid that we will be sipping. Of course, remember to cleanse your materials as you normally would. Gods of earth, all beings bright, bless these tools for sacred rite. Okay, once all is prepped and you're in the right headspace, it's time to begin. I'm performing this ritual at the onset of the full moon, a good time for banishments and clearing. I'll be burning the black candle for 13 days in a row, taking advantage of the waning moon for letting go of things. Here at the end of summer, looking towards Samhain, the timing on this for me could hardly have been better. To begin to set the space, sit in your altar space and just get centered. Scribe the outer circle with the wand, moving Diozal, to set the room as a sacred space. Repeat at least 3 times. Sacred circle, set this space, hold us from the human race. Sacred circle, set this space, hold us from the human race. Now, doing this, we're setting an outer circle outside of the actual ritual space, defining a sacred space in which we can work. And then lighting the incense will help consecrate this space. I'm using cedar because it's so ancient, and so is the legacy of this curse for me, so it works out. Repeat at least 3 times. Cedar, scent of ancient rite, our prayer to the gods alight. Cedar, scent of ancient rite, our prayer to the gods alight. Cedar, scent of ancient rite, our prayer to the gods alight. You'll notice I'm using a chime candle to light everything, so I'm not constantly scrambling for matches. The candle has no other purpose here, so it is not consecrated for ritual service. With the space set, make your invocations. Call in all sources of help, carefully working in order of hierarchy. Call in the 4 quarters, lighting each candle as you go. From east, Diozal back to east. I call upon the forces of the east, realm of air and new beginnings. I call upon the forces of the south, realm of fire and passion and will. I call upon the forces of the west, realm of water and rightful endings. I call upon the forces of the north, realm of earth and deep, deep psyche. The quarters are called. Praise be to Gaia. After the 4 quarters, call in your own personal guides. I call upon my soul's task force, my guardians, my guides, and my full-time administrators. Then, in great reverence, call in the gods. Mighty Sekhmet, detester of evil and great destroyer, I invite thee to the altar. Fearsome Saturn, god of karma, sowing come full circle, hear my call, I invite thee to the altar. Now in reverence I call upon the old, old gods, ancient ones, overseers of the dawn of the human psyche. My gods so old your names have vanished. Hear my call, I invite ye to the altar. And your own personal high god. O great mother, great goddess, the lady queen of heaven, please heed my call and preside over this altar and this assembly. Give them a moment here to gather in their own time and fashion. Meditate, observing in your mind's eye each of them coming and standing around you to drive this work forward. All your help around you in the space that is now consecrated as sacred and ready for work. Set the altar. Scribe the inner circle with an athame, Widdershins this time, cutting a line between the self and the human world. Repeat at least 3 times. Sacred blade, cleave the world from me. and cut the flow of the raging sea. Now light the candle. This is the candle that should already be dressed. Sacred candle, burn so bright, shift the flow of all not right. Repeat at least 3 times or until satisfied. Sacred candle, burn so bright, shift the flow of all not right. Sit with the candle and visualize. You are a being of light. Your aura's outer layer is strong and highly reflective, like a crystalline steel mirror. The candle's flame takes this absolute reflectivity and impermeability of your soul and sets it in the laws of the universe. Here we come to the real heart of the ritual. It's time to banish. Again, visualize. Read your list of what must be repelled, really focusing on what the words represent. Conceptualize these names with an eye toward how this energy differs from your own. With the list collectively in your mind's eye, banish it with fire. Not from the candle. Burn it into a fire-safe dish. Remember, the candle is sending up into the universe what we want to attract, so we don't want to burn what we're repelling into that candle. I'm using a lighter that I use for burning trash. Repeat while the paper burns. Nasty feelings, toxic thoughts, overspreading poison draughts. Go back home and let me be. Return to that which madest thee. Fly hence, away, no purchase near. Fuck that shit, be gone from here. Once the paper is fully incinerated, mix the banishing powder into the ashes and continue repeating. 13 herbs and elements all excel at banishments. Stir the pot, seal the deal, clear it all so things can heal. Potent powder, purge the wheel, shore my soul like mirrored steel. Nasty feelings, toxic thoughts, overspreading poison draughts. Go back home and let me be. Return to that which madest thee. Fly hence, away, no purchase near. Fuck that shit. Be gone from here. Normally, I would not endorse extreme language in a spell or a prayer. It's not very reverent. However, here, I think the language is entirely appropriate for generating hardcore banishing energy. At a later time, maybe the next morning, blow away the powder and ash into the wind at the edge of your property. Remember, we're going with air and fire, not earth or water. We're sending all of this negativity back to its origin, not asking the earth to transmute it. So we want it to go into the wind. Again, repeating.
13 herbs and elements all excel at banishments. Stir the pot, seal the deal, clear it all so things can heal. Nasty feelings, toxic thoughts, overspreading poison draughts. Go back home and let me be. Return to that which madest thee. Fly hence, away, no purchase near. Fuck that shit, be gone from here.
Now that we've banished, we need to work on transforming ourselves so we don't absorb the bad stuff anymore. We've banished the toxicity. It's time to steel ourselves against being continuously vulnerable to it. To do that, I'm infusing myself with the banishing powder. Sit with the candle and the banished ashes and visualize. You are a being of light. Your aura's outer layer is relaxed and strong, not hard or rigid or tensed. and highly reflective, like a crystalline steel mirror. The candle's flame takes this absolute reflectivity and impermeability of your soul and sets it in the laws of the universe. Repeat throughout. Potent powder, purge the wheel, shore my soul like mirrored steel. Now, sprinkle some of your banishing powder into your tea. Potent powder, purge the wheel, shore my soul like mirrored steel. And begin to sip. Woo! Visualize that the banishing powder in the tea is being delivered to every cell in your body, changing your molecular signature into an impermeable, steely, reflective force field. Repeat throughout.
Potent powder, purge the wheel, shore my soul like mirrored steel.
Continue to visualize and absorb the tea and this feeling until the candle reaches the first day mark. Once you are ready, it is time to close. Be sure to give thanks to all who have come to assist in the proper order. The spell is cast. Thank you, forces of the East. Please send my prayer to the ends of the earth. Thank you, forces of the South. Please send my prayer to the ends of the earth. Thank you, forces of the West. Please send my prayers to the ends of the earth. Thank you, forces of the North. Please send my prayer to the ends of the earth. Thanks be to Gaia. Thank you, Soul Team. Please support my efforts, each of you in thine own way. Deepest gratitude, mighty Sekhmet, for warding this work. Deepest gratitude, fearsome Saturn, for thy righteous vengeance. My thanks again to the old gods. Your presence honors this work. Great Mother, great Goddess, Lady Queen of Heaven, for thine attendance I am grateful. I lay my prayer on the altar of divine love, thy greatest gift. When it's appropriate and all has closed, snuff the candle in all serious, calm formality. So mote it be. When ready, slip out of the circle, but leave it intact for the duration of the ritual, however many days that may be. Repeat the candle lighting and tea sipping portions of this ritual every day for the duration. For me, it's 13 days. And after that first duration, week, 2 weeks, whatever it is, switch to repeating this smaller ceremony every week on Saturday. I'm doing it for a year. Each time prepare a single black votive or chime candle for the ritual. Once the year comes full circle, I'll repeat the big ceremony with another big pillar candle. This time it would be appropriate to include sacramental wine for closure and as a gesture of gratitude. It bears repeating here that you should feel free to adapt this ritual to your own personal situation. Hi, baby. So that is my banishing, curse-breaking, return to sender ritual. I hope you found it useful or at least entertaining. I will now include a banishment montage. Please feel free to chant along with me and add your voice to my own. Or watch and chant along to assist with your own personal banishment needs. There's no reason why we can't join forces for our mutual benefit. Wild ones, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video, and until then, keep it wild. Nasty feelings, toxic thoughts, overspreading poison drops. Go back home and let me be. Return to that which made us be. Fly hence, away, no purchase near. Fuck that shit, be gone from here! Nasty feelings, toxic thoughts, overspreading poison drops. Go back home and let me be. Return to that which made us be. Fly hence, away, no purchase near. Fuck that shit, be gone from here! Potent powder purge the wheel for my soul, like yours still.
Nasty feelings, toxic thoughts, overspreading poison drops. Go back home and let me be. Return to that which made us be. Fly hence away, no purchase near. Fuck that shit, be gone from here.